some most basic ways.
The Trump administration effectively cut Cuba off from oil in January. The collapse of the energy grid has much of the island with no electricity on a regular basis. Elaine Dellis is sleeping on the seawall, the Melicon. She says when we start to hope that the system will hold, then it goes down again. I don't know. There is no solution. During this latest blackout, the temperature hit 93 Fahrenheit in Havana, but it feels like 106. Alexi Rios says everything is going backwards. Tomorrow it is going to happen again. Rolling blackouts in Cuba now last more than 20 hours a day. I'm Ed Donahue.
Europe is grappling with a record-breaking hot, dry summer, and wildfires continue to rage. Water-dropping planes involved in the fight against a big wildfire in Greece. News and analysis, townhall.com. President Trump goes to war. It's a legal battle. The foe, big banking.
Capital One closed President Trump's accounts in mid-2021 after flagging financial activity that resembled money laundering. The bank disclosed this in a court filing over the weekend. Trump has sued Capital One, alleging the closures were politically motivated following the January 6 Capitol attacks. Capital One seeks to dismiss the lawsuit, stating the closures followed months of analysis by its anti-money laundering team. Trump has also sued J.P. Morgan Chase, claiming similar political motivations. Both banks deny these claims, citing unusual practices as the reason for severing ties with President Trump. I'm Ken Sweet.
Investors in Elon Musk's space company are getting a chance to question him today in his first quarterly earnings call since an initial public offering. Stock in SpaceX down by half from its peak in June. More on these stories, townhall.com.
It's the Michael Patrick Leahy Show, broadcasting live from downtown Nashville. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
Good morning. Welcome to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. We are indeed broadcasting live from our studios in Nashville, Tennessee. It is Monday, August 4th, 2026, Tuesday. Let's get that day right. Tuesday, August 4th, 2026. It's time for the Morning Rundown, brought to you by our very good friends at the Glock Store. Glockstore.com, located just a few miles from the airport, right here in Nashville, Tennessee. So here we go. Here's the Morning Rundown for Tuesday, August 4th, 2026. Number one, primary day in Michigan, where the Democrats are going to choose a Senate candidate. They're going to choose between, wait for it, the Muslim Marxist medicine man millionaire, El Sayed, and the awful, angry, white, female liberal, DSA communist. Boy, there's a matchup for you. Number two, this is a follow-up on that weird story out of Ohio. Senator Bernie Moreno, the Republican, says his former son-in-law, Congressman Max Miller, should resign due to allegations he abused his former wife, that is Moreno's daughter. Now, former Congressman Jim Renacci, a friend of ours, is signaling he's thinking of getting into the race. Now, there's some, calendar stuff going on there. So, the deadline is passed, and you'd have to move pretty quickly. Number three, speaking of primary day, it is primary day in Tennessee on Thursday. I've lived here 30 years. I've never figured out why the primary is on the first Thursday in August. I'm sure there's a reason. I'll have to report it to you. In studio, of course, we got the gubernatorial race, Marsha Blackburn, John Rose, Monty Fritz, and many congressional races. In studio, at the bottom of the hour, maybe sooner, our good friend, State Senator Brent Taylor, who's running for the Republican nomination in the new 9th Congressional District. And Brent, as you know, has been endorsed by President Donald Trump. That will always be lively and fun. Number four, here's a story I just love. Capital L, love. Clay Travis, he's a Nashville guy. He is throwing down the gauntlet to all the WNBA tranny supporters. He wants to buy, he wants to buy an all tranny franchise in the NBA. They're going to call them the Nashville Balls. And he says they will win every game. And also, there's more. The clip is just incredible. Number five, the Iran on and off military incursion continues. But General Jack Keane says our Gulf state allies aren't really helping us. I think he's right. Number 6, E.J. Haas joins us for hour 2. Number 7, Todd Blanche's confirmation vote is coming up for Attorney General. I think they worked out a deal with Cornyn and Tillis. I think it's going to happen. It should. Number 8, last and final, DSA Democrats love China but hate Thanksgiving. So there you go. That is the morning rundown for Tuesday, August 4th, 2026. Brought to you by our very good friends at the Glock Store, glockstore.com, located just a few miles from the airport, right here in Nashville, Tennessee. And we want to invite you to come to O-Site Saturday. That's this Saturday, August 8th, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. There will be O-Site reps on site with complete line of O-Site optics on display, exclusive in-store deals on O-Site optics. Buy a box of Burrow bullets. They call them Burrow bullets because they're manufactured here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Get to shoot the all-new O-Site SEO MOS for free. No range fees. The cost of Burrow bullets can be applied to the purchase of the new O-Site SE MOS. Now, up to 30, count them, 30 of the new O-Site SE MOS optics will be given away that day. That's a $250 value. Everyone who attends gets a raffle ticket. No purchase necessary, but you must be present to win. What does that mean? Show up early. Lots of people show up. Your chances of winning are better if you show up early. Free O-Site swag. And O-Site swag, I'm a swag guy. I like swag. Is really good. While supplies last, make sure you come early for that as well. And local food trucks on site, ready to serve. Minutes from the airport, worth the drive from anywhere. And look, if you drive a long way, just say, hey, I want to talk to Lenny McGill, the founder and CEO, and tell him, I listened to Michael Patrick Leahy. He said, drive, go to O-Site Saturday, O-Site August here for O-Site Optics here, the special day, O-Site Saturday. Go there to Glock Store. There you go. That's our morning rundown brought to you by the Glock Store. Okay, now let's go to some of the news of the day. You ever watch this Jack Keane guy, former retired general? I think he knows what he's talking about. The Iran war, we're bombing tonight. No, we're not bombing tonight. We're bombing tonight. We're not bombing tonight. Now, look, I understand. I understand a little bit what President Trump's doing. The limit on American casualties there, I understand that. But it's time to get real, I think. Well, Jack Keane also thinks so. Clip 8, let's play this.
A lot of things to unpack here. Number one is the mediators. It is well known in the Middle East region by our intelligence services, by all the players, that the Pakistanis and the Qataris are compromised because they favor Iran at the expense of the United States. This is historical. This is not new. And yet they're the mediators. So their influence here, I think, has played a part in misleading the United States in terms of Iran's real intentions. The second thing are our allies and partners, led by Saudi Arabia. Let us point out and remind the audience here that when we were going to open the Straits of Hormuz forcibly, Saudi denied us the use of our air base and denied us the use of their airspace, and also told the president and discouraged him from doing it because they thought the operation would fail. Of course, they knew nothing about the details of that operation, nor are they qualified to make that kind of an assumption. And what the Saudis are doing here is, for the fourth time, they have influenced the president. One is on the Straits of Hormuz. 2 other times, it's well known that he was close to going back to major combat operations, and they talked him, as well as other allies in the region, down from doing that, and let's try to make a deal. That is what is going on here. So what's going on with the Saudis? The fact of the matter is, the Saudis are not willing to sacrifice to rid the Middle East region of Iran's aggression. That is the absolute fact that we're seeing playing out.
Okay, so, we can see this from our studio here in Nashville. We're not foreign affairs experts, not military experts, but look, clearly this back and forth, the Iranian regime is playing for time. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. I think in the end, Trump is not stupid. He knows this is going on. I think he's playing for time, but we'll see. ultimately there's going to have to be a major military incursion there, I think, but we'll see. All right, let's go on to other craziness here. The DSA, they are aligned with, guess who? China. This is Laura Ingraham talking to Senator Jim Banks about that. The DSA guys, Democrat, Socialist America, well, they're going back and forth to China where they get a pretty darn good reception. Clip 5.
Socialism, and emphasize that survival of the Chinese socialist system is crucial for all humanity, except those ones in the camps, I guess. At what point do we stop treating this DSA thing like a domestic political party and start treating them like an asset of Beijing? Here to respond is Indiana Senator Jim Banks. Senator, so this pledge that they signed on to, which is a global pledge, talked about a global transition. So how will that play out here in the United States if, in the serious examination you've done on this issue, the DSA gets its way?
This is what they want to do to America, turn it into communist China. And this letter by the leadership of DSA makes that very clear. They stand.
That's what they want to do. And look, time to just smell the coffee. Wake up, smell the coffee. We got to stop this. We need some courage. We need some character. And speaking of courage and character, up next, State Senator Brent Taylor, the guy who wants to make Memphis matter and has made Memphis matter here in studio. Back after this.
Ponder this. All of God's children, you and I, have been created in God's own image. It's hard to fathom, isn't it? One thing we do know about God is that He is perfectly free. So He created us perfectly free to follow Him and free to deny Him. We have the choice. Our choice, however, has eternal consequences. It is the biggest decision in your life. I'm sure that most of you, if not all of you, want the final elevator ride to go up, not down. How we live on this earth determines our eternal destination, up or down, heaven or hell, and yes, hell is real. God has rules for us to follow in order to be admitted into His heavenly home. Just like the rules you may have for people to enter your home, maybe you do not allow smoking or profane language, God too has rules. There are 10 of them. We are called to obey His rules, not to change them, adapt them, or ignore them. The 10 Commandments guide our entry into eternal life. We must obey His rules in order to enter His heavenly home. I'm Susie Kelly, and I am passionately Catholic.
And they're off. This summer, the Thunder returns to Colonial Downs Racetrack. Live thoroughbred racing June 25th through September 7th. Feel the excitement. Hear the roar of the crowd. Experience Virginia's premier horse racing destination every Thursday through Sunday all summer long. Bring the whole family for Family Fun Sundays, packed with activities for all ages. Parking, free. General admission, free. Memories, priceless. Make Colonial Downs Racetrack your new summer fun time tradition. Get tickets and race day info now at colonialdowns.com.
Washington is wasting $500 million every year on a federal supervision system that doesn't work. Probation officers are overwhelmed. Resources are going to people who pose zero threat, while actual dangerous individuals slip through the cracks. The Safer Supervision Act stops the waste and refocuses every dollar on protecting families from harm. President Trump's own pollster found about 80% of Trump voters want this fixed. It's time for Congress to get this done. Stop the waste. Protect our communities. Visit safersupervision.com. Paid for by the Reform Action Fund.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-690-6464. That's 800-690-6464. Again, that's 800-690-6464.
Congratulations to my friend Michael Patrick Leahy on 9 years of journalistic excellence. I'm Lenny McGill, owner and founder of the Glock Store here in Nashville, Tennessee, and a proud sponsor of Michael Patrick Leahy's Tennessee Star Network for over 5 years. When we started, he was on just one local station. Now, he's on 20 stations. His motto, find the truth and report it. And as long as he sticks to that, we'll stick to being a sponsor. And next year, Michael, let's have a party for you right here at the Glock Store.
I'm Brent Taylor, and I approve this message.
Brent Taylor has my complete and total endorsement. Those are the words of President Trump announcing his endorsement of Brent Taylor for Congress. President Trump can count on Brent Taylor to support the American First agenda, fighting inflation, cutting spending, deporting illegal immigrants, and protecting our conservative values. President Trump endorsed Brent Taylor for Congress. Now he needs your vote. Paid for by Brent Taylor for Tennessee.
250 years ago, following an extraordinary victory that shook the globe, these newly forged Americans walked off the battlefield to create something unique in the world. A government that values individual liberty and justice. A system of laws built on limiting power and holding the mighty to account. They were young, they were bold, and together they wrote a document that changed everything. That document still stands, and 250 years later, the question remains, can we keep it? This October in Brentwood, Tennessee, students in grades 8 through 12 have a chance to answer that question and compete for a $10,000 Grand Champion Education Scholarship. More than $17,000 in education scholarships will be awarded in all. The 2026 National Constitution Bee, Saturday, October 24th, Spring Hill Suites, Marriott, Brentwood, Tennessee. Register now at nationalconstitutionbee.org. That's nationalconstitutionbee.org.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. In studio, State Senator Brent Taylor, the man who created the theme and made it happen, Make Memphis Matter, wearing his coonskin cap 2.0 for the Tennessee 9th Congressional District, previously in the 1830s represented on and off by the great Davy Crockett. State Senator Brent Taylor. Welcome, Senator Taylor.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Let me tell you how impressed I've been with how you've campaigned. Now, you put $1 million of your own money into the campaign.
My wife reminds me every day.
You also have raised a lot of money. And I know you are a guy who's hardworking and very, very disciplined. You're running through the tape. You're the favorite in the primary, but I like to watch how people run for Congress. It is, if you do it right, it is nonstop. And even though you've got the money, you've got the Trump endorsement, and you're the favorite, you are working all the time. Every time I turn around, you're out speaking all across the district. What's your strategy? What has been your campaign strategy in running for Congress?
Well, look, I've been very blessed that I had the personal resources to be able to jumpstart the campaign. I've been blessed far more than I deserve, and but then I've also been blessed by a lot of people who support my campaign, that believe I will make a great congressman because I've got that business experience, having grown a business and sold it, and know what it's like to make a payroll, and know what it's like to lay awake at night worrying about whether or not I have enough money to make payroll the next day.
Yeah.
But they also support me because I have been a local elected official. I've served at every level of government. I know what it's like when the federal government gets in our local business and tries to give us mandates that they won't fund. I know what it's like to have to try to figure out if we're going to cut programs or raise taxes. So I think those are two qualities that the next congressman need to have, business experience and local elected government experience. But I've been very blessed with a lot of endorsements. I've gotten endorsements from nearly every elected official across the district, and I've been blessed. I got President Trump's endorsement. He looked at this race, Michael, and he could have chosen any number of the four of us. But when he called me to give me his endorsement, I was amazed that he knew exactly what I'd been campaigning on. And he said, "You're the guy that I want up here in D.C. to help me finish my job in the last 2 years of my term." So I've been very blessed with that. But look, none of that matters unless I get the endorsement and the support of what I affectionately refer to as the Tennessee Niners, the constituents in District 9, Tennessee Niners. I'm asking for their vote on Thursday.
The Tennessee Niners. That's a new one. Is that? Have you used that before?
I have not. That is a new one for the Michael Patrick Leahy Show.
I inspire Brent Taylor to come up with new phrases.
Well, look, I'm a lot of them wind up on the cutting room floor because either my wife says no, or these campaign consultants that work with me, they don't always understand my brand, and so they're always telling me to.
I get your brand.
Yeah, I have to. They want me to run all these one-liners and zingers by them, and
no. They have no sense of humor.
I know.
And voters, and they're great.
They're like lawyers. I've employed lawyers when I had my business. I told them one time, look, I don't need a lawyer to tell me no, because I can do no by myself. I need a lawyer to figure out how can I get something done.
That's true. I know that, because the reason I think it's true, because, I've been in business a long time, and I'm doing the night law school thing, and I'm looking at how these law professors handle these things in law cases, and it's like, oh my gosh, no wonder very few lawyers ever start businesses, because they'd never get anything done. Never. They'd always look at the downside.
They're naturally pessimistic.
Yeah,
people.
but important, because you want to have an attorney, you say, because from your small business experience, I want to do this. Well, you can't do that. Well, yes, I can. Tell me how I can do that, right?
That's right.
How can I do it? This is the practical approach to being in politics.
There are not many optimists that are lawyers. Now, undertakers, look, you have to be an optimist to be an undertaker.
Hold on, just a minute now. Everybody knows. No, not everybody knows. Let's remind them that from the time you were a kid in high school, you've been in the undertaking business.
That's right.
Right. In fact, I think you've told this joke before. You disliked the building supply business that your father ran and you worked at. You disliked it so much, you've told me that being an undertaker was a move up for you.
It was, and I, people have asked me. They said, why should we send an undertaker to Congress? Well, a couple of things. One, I just know instinctively as a funeral director that all men are cremated equal, and that we were the first industry to ever think outside the box. And so I think those are two good qualities to having a congressman.
Now, you've used those lines before, I'm sure. Those are good lines, though.
Well,
those are good lines. See, people like to have elected representatives who know what they're doing, who work hard, who are undeterred by opposition, and have a sense of humor. I mean, you've got one of your ads. My wife loves. It's a television ad where you're out there fishing, and you're talking about squirrels in a bait shop, and the squirrels are running around. That's funny.
That's right. And it's interestingly enough, we started. That was the first TV ad we ran in the campaign, and it got a lot of attention. Had a lot of people say, "I saw your ad." Now we were only running one ad,
right?
But I was curious as to what stood out in the ad. So I would ask them, I'd say, now, which ad are you talking about? The one with the squirrels.
The one with the squirrels.
That's right. That would be the squirrels in a bait shop. They would refer to that a lot. And then some would say, the sorry-ass DA ad. And so that's how people would divide that up. But, when President Trump endorsed me, we switched over to an ad talking about the Trump endorsement.
Yeah.
So we've not been running. See, President Trump endorsed me about 2 weeks ago. We've not been running that ad, the squirrel ad, for 2 weeks. I still get people talking about,
of course,
that squirrel ad. And you know who comments more than any? I was working early voting up here at Brentwood.
Yeah.
And people would get out of the car with their kids walking in to vote, and the kids were the ones that would comment and said, that's Brent Taylor. He's the squirrel guy. And so whenever they would do that, I would give them one of those coonskin cap 2.0 caps if the kids
you have
recognize
constantly been upgrading your life, because first you were working in a building supply business your father owned. Then you became an undertaker. Now you've moved up even further. You're the guy with the squirrels in the bait shop.
That's right. Squirrels in a bait shop.
Now, what was the line from the commercial about who were you making the comparison to, like squirrels in a bait shop?
Well, the ad started out, I'm Brent Taylor, and I don't know about you, but I'm tired of violent criminals running around Tennessee like squirrels in a bait shop.
Boom, violent criminals.
And then the squirrels will start running all over the bait shop. And what's lost on some people in Middle Tennessee is the name of the bait shop. If you look at it, the name of the bait shop was Steve Mulroy's bait shop. Now, Steve Mulroy, he is the Soros-funded DA that I have fought to try to get him to do his job. And by the way, interesting enough, and I'm amazed at President Trump's memory, but he mentioned Mulroy when he
Speaking
called
of
him.
lawyers, he went to an elite law school, Georgetown Law School, and he's been a disaster ever since. Back with State Senator Brent Taylor after this.
Now more than ever, it's imperative to support companies that share our conservative values. That's why I can't be more excited to tell you that I've switched my family to Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you shift your support away from the leftist, woke, progressive agendas of Big Mobile. Patriot Mobile's wireless service works perfectly and seamlessly as you go about your lives with exceptional nationwide coverage that uses the same towers the main carriers use. Patriot Mobile donates a portion of every dollar earned to causes you care about, to organizations that fight for religious freedom, First and Second Amendments, sanctity of life, and the needs of veterans and first responders. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, along with great discounts for our veterans and first responder heroes, as well as multi-line users. Switching is easy. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Godzilla or call their U.S.-based customer service team, 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-728-7468. Use offer code Godzilla for free activation.
MyPillow's second annual mega sale is finally here. Get our patented premium MyPillows that adjust your exact individual needs to give you the best sleep of your life.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
I guarantee they're going to be the most comfortable pillows you'll ever own. King size only $24.98. Queen size only $19.98. Giza Dream bed sheets, the best sheets in history, as low as $29.98. Lux Pierce 6-piece towel sets, towels that actually dry you. What a concept. Now only $39.98. And our made in the USA mattresses and mattress toppers, as low as $99.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. Plus, free shipping options available when you order today. So don't delay, order now.
Trouble getting to sleep and staying asleep is infuriating. Your mind races, you toss and turn. Nutrition company Healthy Cell created REM sleep to help you quickly fall asleep, stay asleep, and sleep deep. Unlike other supplements that don't work, REM sleep is not a pill. It's a gel you swallow with ultra-absorption of science-backed ingredients supporting all 4 stages of sleep. Go to healthycell.com and use code GODZILLA for 20% off your first order. Risk-free. Love it or your money back. Guaranteed. Healthycell.com. Code Godzilla.
It's time we send a farmer to Congress. Charlie Hatcher, a 5th-generation Tennessee farmer who served under Governor Bill Lee. A business owner, Charlie Hatcher is an America First conservative who gets things done. Pro-gun, pro-life, pro-Trump, Charlie Hatcher is the trusted conservative leader we need. Endorsed by Tennessee leaders, Charlie Hatcher is built farm tough. On August 6th, vote Charlie Hatcher. It's time we send a farmer to Congress. Invest in Tomorrow Coalition PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Honesty, integrity, help Tennessee, markpody.com.
The values that have made Tennessee strong, faith, personal responsibility, freedom, and respect for one another, are rooted in timeless godly principles. Those values are worth protecting, and I'm going to continue fighting to preserve them for our children and grandchildren. I'm Mark Pody, and I'd be honored to earn your vote again.
markpody.com.
Paid for by the campaign trail like Mark Pody.
Candace Graham, Treasurer.
Only one. There is only one conservative running for State House District 65, and that's Lee Reeves. Lee Reeves is the only one who has fought to protect the unborn and defend the sanctity of life. That's why Lee Reeves has the endorsement of Tennessee Right to Life. Lee Reeves is the only one who has fought to secure your Second Amendment rights, earning the endorsement and an A+ rating from the NRA. And Lee Reeves is the only one who has fought against illegal immigration, standing firm to secure our border and protect Tennessee families. Only one conservative has delivered for District 65, securing funding for Williamson County and the Mac Hatcher expansion. That's why Mayors Rogers Anderson and Ken Moore and State Senator Jack Johnson endorse Lee Reeves. There's only one conservative for State House, and that conservative is Lee Reeves. Paid for by Lee Reeves for State House, Bev Berger, Treasurer.
Johnny Garrett's not some out-of-touch D.C. politician. Johnny Garrett's a Tennessean, a Christian conservative, and a proud father of three who's sick of the far left ruining our country with their radical policies. Conservative Johnny Garrett is proudly pro-life, pro-Trump to his core, and will always put America first. In Congress, Garrett will fight to lower taxes, cut government waste, and will always back the blue and support law and order. Garrett's fought for us in Nashville, and that's what he'll do in Congress. No to biological boys playing girl sports. No to communist China buying our farmland. And no to criminal illegals invading our state. Because with Johnny Garrett, what you see is what you get. It's time to bring more Tennessee to D.C. Send Trump conservative Johnny Garrett to Congress.
I'm Johnny Garrett, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Johnny Garrett for Congress.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
We're talking with our very good friend, State Senator Brent Taylor from Memphis, Shelby County. And Brent, now you are, 2 days away from the primary election in the Tennessee 9th Congressional District, which extends all the way from Shelby County across rural counties that are north of Mississippi, then Alabama, and then way up here to Middle Tennessee. It's a very extensive district. You have run many times for public office, haven't you?
I have.
What's it like? What have you learned from these campaigns? You've won some, you've lost some. What's it like?
Well, they're grueling, and it takes a toll not only on the candidate, but the candidate's family and their friends and whatnot. And but I will tell you, running for Congress is a completely different animal. It's like going from the AA to professional baseball.
Straight to the majors.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, you can be good in AA. A lot of people are good in AA. But the majors, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
those fastballs are fast.
It's a different level. And, this is my second time to run for Congress. I ran for Congress in 2002. And
somebody beat you.
That's right.
Who would that be?
That would be, you may have heard of her. It's a lady from Williamson County named Marsha Blackburn.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, you hadn't gotten a butt whipping until you get you one in Marsha Blackburn butt whipping.
She's been a strong campaigner, outstanding conservative here in Tennessee since she was first elected to the state Senate in 1998.
That's right.
She's the one who stopped the state income tax. She led that charge.
She did. And, Michael, what's interesting is this district is very similar to the district I ran in 2002. It was District 7 then. But it basically started in Williamson County and went down to the state line and then went state line all the way back into Memphis. And, when I ran in 2002, a lot of people, I was young, I was in my early 30s, people were saying, well, you know, you're just not going to play well out in those rural counties. When you look at the rural counties across that district in 2002, either Marcia won them and I came in second, or I won the rural counties and Marcia came in second.
Well, you're from a rural area.
I'm from a rural area, and that's what was lost on people, that I would be able to relate to people that live in a rural area because I've lived that life.
So let's talk about this because, you know, in my youth, I thought, well, I'd like to be a member of Congress. And then I look at it. It's very, very difficult. I mean, you have to get up and work hard and campaign. It's like, I mean, you get 4 or 5 hours of sleep and you're out just talking to people. You run for city council. You've run for what? A county commission, state senate. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. What's the difference?
Well, the difference is the one that wins gets to actually do the job, and the one that loses has to go home. And by the way, the only race I ever lost was for Congress in 2002.
Oh, okay. You won every other race.
I won every other race.
Did you have a feeling? Do you have a feeling when you're running and you're out talking to people, at some point you think, yeah, I feel the momentum, or sometimes you think, yeah, I just don't feel it?
I do. Going into election day, you sense the direction of the electorate because, which is by the way, is the way it should be, because if you're a representative, and the reason we have these elections is so that candidates get out and visit with the constituents and sense the direction they want the country to go. And so, you know, the framers knew what they were doing when they set it up, and as much as we hate it, 2-year terms, it's important for the member of Congress to have to run every
back
2
to your
years.
point, we have that process to thank for our Bill of Rights, because you may recall in the very first congressional elections in Virginia, James Madison, who became our 4th president, originally opposed the Bill of Rights. James Monroe, who he ran against in that first congressional race, was for it. And as he went out and talked to people, he got the sense, we want a Bill of Rights. And so he said, well, if I'm going to get elected, I'm going to have to promise to bring in a Bill of Rights. He made that promise. He won the election, and we have a Bill of Rights because of that.
That's right, and that's the way it's designed. So, but a byproduct of that is that you also sense how the direction of the election is going to go. And when I ran for Congress in 2002, I knew going into Election Day that Marcia was going to win. And I feel this race feels completely different. I feel very good about this race. And we've done 4 polls. Every poll has come back and validated exactly how I feel about this race. But the biggest boost we got in this campaign was the telephone call I got from President Trump when he endorsed my campaign. That was the biggest boost we've had in this election.
Let's go back to that moment. You get a call from the 202 area code. Hi, this is Sally or whoever.
Margot, but yeah.
Hi, this is Margot. Hold for the president, please. What are you thinking as you're holding?
You know, it was interesting because they had told me a window. They had called earlier in the day and said that they were meeting with the president to go over the races for the next round of endorsements. And they said there's a lot going on with Iran. We may not get to your race. If we don't, we have this meeting every 2 weeks, and we'll catch it the next, on the 27th. But the meeting's between 2 and 4 Central Time. If you could keep your phone free and answer any 202 area code. So great, I'll do that. So I go and tell my wife we had devised this plan because, look, it's not every day the president calls. So we devised this plan. When the phone rings, my wife was going to video it. So 2 o'clock, we're sitting there. 2:30 comes. 3 o'clock.
I guess
3:30.
Yeah.
Finally, I was like, I got to go change clothes for this debate we were going to have. And so I was changing clothes, and I look down, and the phone is ringing, and it's 202. And so I go running.
Pick it up.
Yeah, I go running in there. My cuffs weren't buttoned. My shirt tail was untucked. And so I answered it. And what was interesting was the depth of knowledge about the race, my opponents, and he talked at a granular level about that. And I could tell that that they had done their research, and which made the endorsement to me all the more important, because he could have chosen any one of the four of us, but because they had done their research, he felt that I was the best candidate to help him implement his America First agenda and to provide that impeachment insurance against him so that he would be able to implement in the final 2 years of his term the America First agenda.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And he was very familiar with your work in Memphis. You coined the phrase and made it happen, make Memphis matter.
And the President of the United States made Memphis matter by sending in the Memphis Safe Task Force, where we have talked many times in my role as a state senator. They have literally cut crime in half. And Michael, I want to take that experience of working with the Trump administration and cutting crime in these big cities. I want to do the same thing in Nashville, because Nashville's crime is just as bad as it was in Memphis, and they just don't talk about it as much. And I want to take that experience I've had to be able to go to Washington and try to get some type of federal intervention to stop the crime in Nashville, because what happens is if we don't stop it in Nashville, it creeps right down into Williamson County,
into your district,
Murray County, Rutherford County, and so I'm the only candidate that has that type of experience.
Well, I'm told that police officers, right, in the surrounding counties from Nashville, know when the criminals are coming out of Nashville. They're on the alert, and they're coming all the time. Not a good thing. Let's talk about the physical stamina it takes to run for Congress. I mean, you've got a busy schedule. What's that? What impact does that have on you personally, and on your family?
Well, I would encourage anyone who is struggling with weight to consider seeing their physician about maybe Wegovy or Zepbound or Ozempic to help with weight loss. The other thing you might want to consider is if you run for Congress, because it is a really good weight loss program. I think I went yesterday, didn't eat at all, except finally at dinner I grabbed a pizza and ate it. And so it is a really good weight loss program. So I would encourage anybody that's struggling with their weight to consider that.
So here's the thing. Everybody wants to talk to you, right? And this is one of the things that it would dissuade me from running for office. Everybody has a claim on your time. When you get somebody who is either hates you or is kind of going off on a tangent, how do you deal with that?
Better sometimes than other times.
That sounds like how I would do it too.
But I tell you, you just. By the way, it helped that I was an ugly kid growing up, because I got turned down a lot for dates. So I developed a thick skin really early on, and that has paid huge dividends in this political thing. So you just have to learn to separate and understand that when people are raising hell at you, that it's not personal. They're frustrated. And
people are frustrated.
They're frustrated. And so you just have to learn to separate that. And I learned that, by the way, as a funeral director too. They would come in, they're angry that their loved one has died, and sometimes they take it out on the first stranger.
So you got to
have
a thick skin. Okay, when we come back, the plan of action if you get elected, and the battle that is likely to come for the general election here in the 9th Congressional District. We're talking with State Senator Brent Taylor. Trump endorsed. Back after this.
In 2008, the amount of concentrated time people could spend on a task without becoming distracted was 12 seconds. 5 years later, it was only 8 seconds, 1 second less than a goldfish. If you're often distracted or have trouble recalling information, you're likely to fall behind in the demanding, fast-paced 21st century. In other words, brain performance is more critical now than ever. Boost your brain power with Healthy Cells Focus Plus Recall. Science-backed nootropics to help you sharpen focus, concentrate longer, enhance recall, improve mental speed, learn rapidly, and be more alert. It's a pill-free brain supplement made with maximum absorption ingestible gel technology, designed to feed your brain at the cellular level. Take it for a test drive. Go to healthycell.com and use code GODZILLA for 20% off your first order of Focus Plus Recall. That's HealthyCell.com. Code GODZILLA for 20% off.
The Trump administration has brought positive changes when it comes to fixing our broken healthcare system. If we really want to make America healthy again, well, that starts at home. And that's where the Wellness Company comes in. You see and hear from the Wellness Company doctors all the time, and you know their products are the gold standard for keeping you and your family safe and healthy, giving you the opportunity to make sure you're prepared for whatever happens with their prescription medical kits. Additionally, the Wellness Company offers a variety of products, from parasite cleanses to methylene blue to weight loss and so much more. Make America healthy again starts at home. Do your part and protect the health of you and your family. Live a healthier, longer, and more satisfying life. Go to twc.health/Godzilla and order. That's twc.health/Godzilla. Use promo code Godzilla to save 10% today.
Wagering at its finest, playing at the highest levels, under the highest stakes, for more than a decade. This is the world past the wire has conquered, bringing you uncompromised thoroughbred authority and elite track data that anchors the game. But the modern wagering landscape is expanding. Every sport, every line, every prop, and every high leverage future, we decode the metrics across the entire board. From game day spreads to the explosive new frontier of prediction markets and event contracts, we give you intelligence to dominate the modern financial exchanges. Because in the end, it's a battle. You versus the house. You versus the other players. In this arena, we fight with you. We are your ultimate edge. Welcome to the Ultimate Wagering Network. Subscribe to Past the Wire TV and turn on notifications, because when the dust settles,
nobody does it better.
Congratulations to my friend Michael Patrick Leahy on 9 years of journalistic excellence. I'm Lenny McGill, owner and founder of the Glock Store here in Nashville, Tennessee, and a proud sponsor of Michael Patrick Leahy's Tennessee Star Network for over 5 years. When we started, he was on just one local station. Now, he's on 20 stations. His motto, find the truth and report it. And as long as he sticks to that, we'll stick to being a sponsor. And next year, Michael, let's have a party for you right here at the Glock Store.
I'm Scott Desjardins, and I approve this message.
We will make America great again.
President Donald Trump has given his complete and total endorsement to Congressman Scott Desjardins, saying he fights for our military, veterans, law enforcement, and the Second Amendment.
I'm honored to be endorsed by President Trump. I know together we've got to control inflation, secure our borders, and strengthen our military.
Scott Desjardins, representing the people of the 4th Congressional District.
With your support, we will make America great again. Paid for by friends of Scott Desjardins.
I'm Brent Taylor, and I approve this message. Brent Taylor has my complete and total endorsement. Those are the words of President Trump announcing his endorsement of Brent Taylor for Congress. President Trump can count on Brent Taylor to support the American First agenda, fighting inflation, cutting spending, deporting illegal immigrants, and protecting our conservative values. President Trump endorsed Brent Taylor for Congress. Now he needs your vote. Paid for by Brent Taylor for Tennessee.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
Our guest is State Senator Brent Taylor, running for Congress in the new 9th Congressional District. Brent, election night, election day, everybody, if you haven't voted, go and vote on Thursday in person. Election night this Thursday, where will you be?
I will be in Franklin at the Stable Reserve. That's going to be our election night watch party, and I would encourage everybody to come out. And downtown Franklin is going to be the epicenter of watch parties, because I think Andy Marshall, who is going to be the next county mayor for Williamson County, he's having an event. I think there's another congressional candidate in a different district from me that will be having a watch party in Franklin. So it's going to be the epicenter of Williamson County and Middle Tennessee watch parties Thursday nights in Franklin.
Very good.
Stable Reserve is where the Taylor camp will be.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the general election. I think you're going to win the primary on Thursday.
Say that louder for the people in the back.
I think State Senator Brent Taylor is going to win the primary and be the Republican nominee on Thursday. And the general election the likely Democrat is going to be this crazy leftist DSA supporting Justin Pearson from Memphis, the guy who speaks like an Oxford professor when he's at Bowdoin and speaks like Al Sharpton when he's talking in Memphis, and is accomplished. Let's see, what has he accomplished?
Nothing.
That would be nothing. Yeah. I think he barely even showed up for the Tennessee General Assembly this session. But he doesn't like you, and he doesn't like Elon. He doesn't like progress. But all of the left-wing media is giving him all sorts of press. He says, well, I'm going to go after that bad guy, Brent Taylor. What do you think?
Look, first of all, I'm flattered that he thinks I'm going to win the primary, and so he has singled me out as
well. That's why he's attacking.
Yeah. That's right. Look, I've said it before. David Crockett gave that speech we talked about where I'm going to Texas and people can go to hell.
After he lost it in a congressional campaign in this district.
In this district.
Yeah. 1830s or something.
And the reason I talk about that, Michael, is because I'm saying a little bit differently. God willing, and Tennessee voters elect me, I'm going to D.C. to give the Democrats hell. But the first Democrat we need to give hell to is Justin Pearson, because he's likely to be the Democrat nominee. And anybody that gets up off the House floor and goes into the visitors gallery
in the state Senate,
in the state House,
state House, yeah,
state House, and stands nose to nose with law enforcement and calls them an MF boy, deserves to have the fight taken to him. And I'm going to do everything I can, Michael. I'm going to fight with everything I have to ensure that Justin Pearson never sees the inside of the United States Capitol unless it is on a guided tour through the visitor center and not through the member-only door.
Mm-hmm.
And what we need in Congress is more David Crockett's and less Jasmine Crockett's. And I'm asking the Tennessee Niners, the constituents of District 9, to send me or to nominate me as a Republican so I can take the fight to Justin Pearson.
Yeah, I think you will. I think you will take the fight to him. He will have millions of dollars from left-wing liberals who hate America, who love China, who live in San Francisco and Boston and New York City. That's going to be a lot of money thrown against you in this district.
It is, but since President Trump endorsed my campaign a couple of weeks ago, the NRCC, which is the National Republican Congressional Campaign folks, they have made Tennessee 9 their top priority in the general election because it will be a flip from a Democrat to a Republican. It will provide that cushion that we will need to ensure that the Democrats don't try to stand in the way of President Trump enacting his America First agenda. And so I'm glad to know that a lot of people, and I believe we'll see this in the general election, there are going to be a lot of people from around the country who will have an interest in this race because President Trump has endorsed me, and I think there are a lot of people who want to see me elected to Congress. So we'll be able to match what the weathered purple-haired hippies do in sending Justin Pearson campaign contributions. I think we'll be able to match that.
The purple-haired hippies. Yes. I mean, that's where his money's coming from. Purple-haired hippies in, San Francisco, New York, and all those various Boston left-wing bastions of, we hate America.
That's right. And look, he will identify with the DSA.
Democrat Socialist America.
That's right.
The ones that love China.
That's right. And they want to abolish the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. They want to eliminate the presidency and make it all subservient to the House of Representatives. They want to abolish the Senate. And they just are Looney Tunes.
Indeed. And on that note, we could talk much longer. After the primary, we'll come back. We'll talk more. Our good friend, State Senator Brent Taylor, running for Congress in the 9th Congressional District. Vote on Thursday. Brent, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
When we come back, you're going to love this. E.J. Haas is in here. Clay Travis wants to buy a WNBA franchise and have it all tranny. And he says they're going to win every game. Back with more after this.
In 2008, the amount of concentrated time people could spend on a task without becoming distracted was 12 seconds. 5 years later, it was only 8 seconds, 1 second less than a goldfish. If you're often distracted or have trouble recalling information, you're likely to fall behind in the demanding, fast-paced 21st century. In other words, brain performance is more critical now than ever. Boost your brain power with Healthy Cells Focus Plus Recall. Science-backed nootropics to help you sharpen focus, concentrate longer, enhance recall, improve mental speed, learn rapidly, and be more alert. It's a pill-free brain supplement made with maximum absorption ingestible gel technology, designed to feed your brain at the cellular level. Take it for a test drive. Go to healthycell.com and use code GODZILLA for 20% off your first order of Focus Plus Recall. That's healthycell.com, code GODZILLA for 20% off.
Trump 2.0 is in full effect. How do you keep up with all the action? I'll tell you. TrumpNationNews.com is your inside source for the inside scoop. Manufacturing, jobs, deportations, and the nation's rejuvenation. The first 100 days and beyond. All the news you need and no liberal gibberish. It's the perfect way to start your day. Sign up for the TNN newsletter. Do it today. TrumpNationNews.com. TrumpNationNews.com. Part of the John Fredericks Media Network.
John Fredericks loves his radio and TV audience, but did you know how to follow the Godzilla of Truth wherever you go? Download the John Fredericks Radio Show app to listen live nationwide. For the daily chit-chat, Trucking the Truth, download the Getter app and join the morning fun on Getter Live from 6 to 10 a.m. Follow John Fredericks on Getter, Truth Social, or Twitter at JF Radio Show.
WJFN, Goochland, Bon Air, Chester, 100.5, 107.7, 92.7 FM, AM 820, and WJFB, Portsmouth, AM 16.
News this hour from Town Hall. Amit Thomason. Debating the nomination of Todd Blanche for Attorney General, Senate Judiciary Committee, panel chair Chuck Grassley says he is pleased that GOP colleagues Tom Tillis and John Cornyn have worked out the anti-weaponization fund issue, clearing the way for a vote.
I'm grateful that they, as well as Mr. Blanche and the White House, worked in good faith to solve them, formally rescinding the fund and clarifying the scope of release of claims has put this issue to bed once and for all.
And the committee is expected to pass the nomination along to the full Senate. It's their last chance to avoid utter destruction, so says President Trump, who says that talks are underway once again with Iran. He says the Gulf allies pleaded with him not to attack Iran, but rather to give diplomacy one more chance. A 37-year-old man is accused of intentionally starting one of the 3 destructive wildfires in Spokane, Washington, charged with arson. The suspect being held on $1 million bond. President Trump not at all pleased with the U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C.
I was disappointed with Jeanine Pirro, really disappointed with Jeanine Pirro. She folded like an umbrella, and people get away with things, and it's a disgrace.
The president says Pirro choked in moving to drop charges against a man who had been accused of vandalizing the reflecting pool. Although job openings are down slightly, falling to 7.4 million, the government reports that employment remains resilient in the face of multiple challenges, perhaps the biggest of which is the ongoing uncertainty over the Iran situation. Wall Street resilient this morning, stocks sharply higher. The Dow is up 805 points, while the Nasdaq is ahead 426 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Full speed into summer, and if you're thinking about buying a home this year, here's what you need to do first. Get pre-qualified, not once you found the house, now before you even start looking. Here's why. In this market, houses sell in days, sometimes hours. The buyers who win aren't the ones with the highest offer. They're the ones already approved, ready to move, with a lender who can actually close. If you're not pre-qualified, you're a week behind. Maybe that house is gone. Well, I want to tell you about Fellowship Home Loans. For over 20 years, my friends Mike and Brian, guys that I've worked with, they've built Fellowship around one thing, getting loans done for real families with unique situations. They use programs and options that typical lenders don't take the time to explore. Down payment solutions that fit the way people actually live. Everything's done in-house, one roof, one team, all with a servant-led mentality. Get pre-qualified today. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G or call 800-510-MIKE. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
A punishing heat wave is blamed for the deaths of several female lions at a Tokyo zoo. Autopsies pointing to dehydration and multiple organ failure.
Zookeepers say 3 more lions are unwell, although some are beginning to recover. The staff have installed air conditioners and industrial fans to help keep the animals cool. Experts say the combination of Japan's intense heat and high humidity make it difficult for the lions to regulate their body temperature. The sudden heat wave may have left them little time to adapt after the rainy season this year. So far, more than 43,000 people in Japan have been hospitalized due to heat stroke this summer.
The BBC's Haruni Mori. Authorities in Guatemala have ordered evacuations around the Fuego volcano, which is erupting. The Guatemalan Disaster Agency confirms the eruption, which it says started yesterday morning and then intensified throughout the day. News and analysis at townhall.com. Several states upset over renewed tariffs are taking the Trump administration to court.
25 states are joining a lawsuit suing the Trump administration over the latest round of double-digit tariffs. They say the basis, that countries had not done enough to crack down on imports produced by illegal forced labor, is a pretext. New York Attorney General Letitia James says after losing at the Supreme Court, the administration is once again trying to illegally raise taxes on families and businesses with a new round of tariffs. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro says the president's tariffs have injected unnecessary chaos and confusion into residents' lives and raised prices across the board. I'm Jennifer King.
Customs and Border Protection ordering construction crews working on the border wall to stop drilling wells in drought-stricken New Mexico, ordering a halt after ranchers complain that pumping the groundwater that's needed to mix cement could deprive their livestock of life-sustaining water. More on these stories, townhall.com.
It's the Michael Patrick Leahy Show, broadcasting live from downtown Nashville. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
Oh, happy day. Here in studio, the official guest host of the Michael Patrick Leahy Show, the one, the only EJ Haas.
Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday.
I'm so happy you're here because we have so much fun stuff to talk about.
We do. Fun stuff, scary stuff, interesting stuff. Always something exciting in the news.
The scary stuff I don't want to talk about. And then the crushingly soul-sucking stuff, which would be like the last 3 days of the primary election.
Right.
Please get me through all that.
I've so completely had enough with the mailers and the door knockers and the texting. I never signed up for anybody's texts, by the way.
Don't
and that
send her
really
any texts.
bothers me. And I'm to the point now where I'm reporting them as spam. Every time they come in, report a spam, report a spam. Nothing ever gets done because they send it from a million different phone numbers.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what else to do at this point. At this point, if you are still sending me mailers and relentlessly texting me, I might sit out in a race just for spite.
Just to spite them, because you're
honestly,
tired of
and you know, all these like neighborhood groups and community groups, like town, city groups and stuff, all on social media, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Everybody's talking about this stuff. We're all saying the same thing. If you are so bad at spending money that you're just wasting it on all of these things, like for the amount of mailers and everything, they could have, like the candidate themselves could have called every single person in the district.
Yeah.
Really. And that would go a lot farther for you. Like, I honestly, I've just had enough. You all spend too much money. You look ridiculous. And now the you know, they waited and now they got their little poll numbers and they're like, oh, I was doing all these positive mailers. Now I have to do something mean. And so now the attack ones are out. Like, just shut up. Shame on you.
It's so 1990s
Just shame on you.
In some regards, because, you know, for years it's been the case. Well, you have to have 7 touches of mail and so many touches.
Oh, yeah. That's like universal marketing, you know, strategy.
Yeah.
So,
but it's just like dreadful.
I get 7 in a day. I'm not kidding.
You're very popular.
I just live in a popular neighborhood where they know there's a lot of high propensity voters, right?
Engaged.
Yeah, engaged. It's very conservative there. So, yeah.
Well,
we are bombarded, and we've all had enough.
This Friday.
Yes, sir.
We will have the results here.
I know.
You'll be here in studio. I may be here in studio. I'm up in Knoxville for one of the candidates' election night. Marsha Blackburn will be up there, so I'll be up there. But then I got to rush back here to be here. But
Yeah,
so I may
that's-
not make the first hour.
Yeah, I think that's pushing it.
Yeah,
you know.
but she'll be here for the
be
first hour.
safe. Don't make
Probably
that
the second
drive.
hour.
Yeah.
Lots of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 hours of sleep. But be where the action is. Okay. Speaking of where the action is, now we're going to have a fun one.
Okay.
I don't think you've seen this yet, but our buddy Clay Travis,
Mhm.
who, by the way,
Used to be my neighbor.
used to be your neighbor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before he got big time and bought a really, really big house.
Big time. Big time. Well, you know, he sold his business, Outkick, to Fox.
Yeah.
Like for beaucoup millions.
Mhm.
Well done, Clay, by the way. Well done.
A very, very intelligent businessman. Also has a law background.
Graduate
So-
of Vanderbilt Law School. Practiced law for some time.
Not some, sports writer schlub. This guy is intelligent on
real
multiple
intelligent.
levels.
And so he's tired of all the WNBA, which is a money-losing proposition, which has been basically pushing trannies and, all over the place.
Yeah, for listeners who don't know kind of all the backstory, if you don't pay attention to the WNBA, like most of the time I don't, but I have this week. Sophie Cunningham plays for the Fever, Indiana Fever.
She's kind of like the backup guard.
Yep. Very beautiful woman, outspoken. She's had some memes. She's the one with the pointing her finger meme, right? Because
Mhm.
she was taunting another player. And it was kind of hilarious. And even she said on her podcast, she's like, that was juvenile and stupid, but
fun.
But fun. And, but anyways, so she recently in a game got elbowed in the face very hard. Like very hard.
And it was an intentional flagrant foul.
Right.
She was guarding somebody, and that person, as she was guarding him, basically took her elbow and smashed her.
Right. Had
in
no
the face.
reason whatsoever to move her elbow in that direction, if not to.
It was a violent, aggressive attack.
It was. It was an assault. And so, but these things have been happening, right? You hear about Caitlin Clark getting assaulted all the time.
Yeah.
So the WNBA clearly hates straight, beautiful white women. That is just
Yeah,
the way it is.
They hate them.
They hate it.
Yeah.
So Sophie Cunningham made a point. She went up to Minnesota for a game and made a point prior to say, that men don't belong, biological males don't belong in women's sports. Well, of course, everybody lost their ever-loving minds over it, and
Well, not everybody, but the people in the WNBA did.
yeah, they did. And so that kind of sparked, a coach an opposing coach wearing like trans kids are people too or some
By the way, I don't know why we have to say this, but the whole trans thing is a made-up stupidity.
Really.
That is designed to destroy the culture.
Right.
By the left. I mean, come on.
Right.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
And
So the reaction to all of this week has been kind of crazy. Like people are angry with Caitlin Clark because she's not taking a stand. She doesn't have to take a stand. She doesn't have to be our
She's
spokesperson.
just playing
She just wants
basketball.
to play basketball. You
Yeah.
can't force somebody to be your spokesperson. But Sophie Cunningham seems to be willing to
stepping
do
up.
it. So yeah.
Well, they brought her
Let
in. I think the management there at the Indiana Fever. That's what the name of the team.
Mhm.
They're doing well this year. It's Caitlin's third year, but the management there, I think they brought Caitlin in to kind of be her protector, right?
Sophie
Caitlin.
brought Sophie in. to
I'm sorry,
be-
they brought
yeah.
Sophie
Yeah,
in
yeah.
to be Caitlin's protector, right? And you'll see if you watch this.
Well, also they're both really flipping good at basketball.
Yeah, really good.
I mean, as far as women's basketball goes, like not exactly my favorite sport, but they are athletes. They are good at what they do, and those two happen to be in the top. When you're talking about the top players in the WNBA, they deserve to be on
So
the list.
Caitlin Clark, when she came in from college, her first year, did great. All-star, probably. I don't know if she got the MVP, but she's pretty close to it.
She did not.
And then the second year she had some injuries.
Mm-hmm.
This year, she's spectacular.
Right.
But
Also flagged with injuries. Like it has been a difficult road for Caitlin Clark, and you have to wonder.
Well, they're intentionally trying to injure her.
They are.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she got punched in the throat.
But when she's not being intentionally injured, you can't stop her.
Right.
I mean, if they play fair, I mean, she's knocking down 45 points. She's
Right,
knocking
right,
with
right.
assists, and she's a spectacular player.
But you know who could beat her?
Ah.
any male basketball player.
Yes. Well, and we're going to not get to this right now. We're going to continue when we go on our next break. But that is the argument, and you'll see it presented by our friend Clay Travis, your former neighbor, in a dramatic way.
Yep.
A bit of hyperbole. Mm-hmm. But let me just say this, and Clay makes this case. What the WNBA is doing is so ridiculous. Their promotion of trans and trannies and men in women's sports is so ridiculous. The way to respond to it is hyperbole.
Is with ridiculousness.
Yeah.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
What has helped shape, and we owe this actually, in my opinion, to Marsha Blackburn, remember, in that hearing, confirmation hearing.
Good point.
With Ketanji Brown Jackson, she said, "What is a woman?" That sparked so much of the conversation that we even have now.
Oh, by the way,
we can credit her with that.
Ketanji Brown Jackson, who sits on the Supreme Court, said, "Well, I'm not qualified to tell what a woman is." By the way, that was echoed by literally the coach of the Indiana Fever.
Yes.
I'm not educated enough to tell you. Yeah, that's very easy.
Kindergartners are educated.
Hello. When we come back, we've been building up Clay Travis's hyperbole.
It's worth the wait.
It is worth the wait. Clay, well done. You'll see it with EJ Haast and with me, Michael Patrick Leahy, after the break.
Hey folks, Al Green here for SatPhone. When you're on the go, you want to know you're connected. If it's a family vacation or an off-the-grid escape to a remote destination, having reliable communication helps you feel safe and secure. You can't afford to find yourself in a dead zone. That's why you need SatPhone. SatPhones are reliable, durable, and give you global coverage. If you can get outside, you can get in touch. It's that simple. Make calls from your SatPhone to any regular cell phone in the United States. The phones are $1,500 value, but you can get yours free. Just sign up for a 15-month plan, $94.95 a month. Get 150 minutes monthly that roll to the next month. Go 3 months without using them, that's fine. Yes, 3 months, 450 minutes, all yours. Visit SAT123.com or call 855-980-5830. SAT123.com, 855-980-5830. Get surety and security with your SatPhone. Call now.
Washington is wasting $500 million every year on a federal supervision system that doesn't work. Probation officers are overwhelmed. Resources are going to people who pose zero threat, while actual dangerous individuals slip through the cracks. The Safer Supervision Act stops the waste and refocuses every dollar on protecting families from harm. President Trump's own pollster found about 80% of Trump voters want this fixed. It's time for Congress to get this done. Stop the waste. Protect our communities. Visit safersupervision.com. Paid for by the Reform Action Fund.
And they're off. This summer, the Thunder returns to Colonial Downs Racetrack. Live thoroughbred racing June 25th through September 7th. Feel the excitement. Hear the roar of the crowd. Experience Virginia's premier horse racing destination every Thursday through Sunday all summer long. Bring the whole family for Family Fun Sundays, packed with activities for all ages. Parking, free. General admission, free. Memories, priceless. Make Colonial Downs Racetrack your new summer fun time tradition. Get tickets and race day info now at colonialdowns.com.
Get the news in the morning from your Godzilla of truth. Then brace yourself from 10 to noon. Hear the reaction from Wendy Bell Live.
It's not going to be a conspiracy theory. It's going to end up being a conspiracy fact.
Because we're freaking lied to about everything.
She's America's anchor mom.
He's not just talking out of his butt.
Catch the Truth Bomb explosion starting August 17th. Wendy Bell Live. 10 to noon on the John Fredericks Media Network.
At the end of the day, I don't care.
That's Andy Ogles.
I'm an economist, former member of law enforcement. I work for you traffic.
after lying about his resume.
I don't recall ever saying I had an economic degree.
The local sheriff said Ogles lied about his work in child sex trafficking, and his phone was even seized by the FBI, and he's still under investigation. After all the lying, what's Andy's message to Tennessee families?
Hey, I don't care.
Paid for by Invest in Tomorrow Coalition PAC. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Congratulations to my friend Michael Patrick Leahy on 9 years of journalistic excellence. I'm Lenny McGill, owner and founder of the Glock Store here in Nashville, Tennessee, and a proud sponsor of Michael Patrick Leahy's Tennessee Star Network for over 5 years. When we started, he was on just one local station. Now, he's on 20 stations. His motto, find the truth and report it. And as long as he sticks to that, we'll stick to being a sponsor. And next year, Michael, let's have a party for you right here at the Glock Store.
I'm Scott Desjardins, and I approve this message.
We will make America great again.
President Donald Trump has given his complete and total endorsement to Congressman Scott Desjardins, saying he fights for our military, veterans, law enforcement, and the Second Amendment.
I'm honored to be endorsed by President Trump. I know together we've got to control inflation, secure our borders, and strengthen our military.
Scott Desjardins, representing the people of the 4th Congressional District.
With your support, we will make America great again. Paid for by friends of Scott Desjardins.
Honesty, integrity, help Tennessee, markpody.com.
The values that have made Tennessee strong, faith, personal responsibility, freedom, and respect for one another are rooted in timeless godly principles. Those values are worth protecting, and I'm going to continue fighting to preserve them for our children and grandchildren. I'm Mark Pody, and I'd be honored to earn your vote again.
markpody.com.
Paid for by the campaign to elect Mark Pody.
Candace Graham, Treasurer.
Johnny Garrett's not some out-of-touch D.C. politician. Johnny Garrett's a Tennessean, a Christian conservative, and a proud father of 3 who's sick of the far left ruining our country with their radical policies. Conservative Johnny Garrett is proudly pro-life, pro-Trump to his core, and will always put America first. In Congress, Garrett will fight to lower taxes, cut government waste, and will always back the blue and support law and order. Garrett's fought for us in Nashville, and that's what he'll do in Congress. No to biological boys playing girl sports. No to communist China buying our farmland. And no to criminal illegals invading our state. Because with Johnny Garrett, what you see is what you get. It's time to bring more Tennessee to D.C. Send Trump conservative Johnny Garrett to Congress.
I'm Johnny Garrett, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Johnny Garrett for Congress.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. In studio, the official guest host of the Michael Patrick Leahy Show, the one, the only, E.J. Host. Okay, E.J.
Yes, sir.
We set it up for what Clay Travis is planning to do.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. Let's listen to Clay Travis and what his plans are for the WNBA.
I've got 2 aggressive moves that I am undertaking here. And I'm 100% serious about this. And I'm going to share both of them with you. First of all, I will buy a WNBA expansion franchise as the primary owner of that franchise. I will bring them to my hometown where I do this show from, Nashville, Tennessee. I will pledge that 100% of my team will be trans. That will be men pretending to be women. Our entire coaching staff will be trans. That is men pretending to be women. We will not lose a single game. There are probably some games, Buck, where we will not even give up a single point. I will call this team the Nashville Balls, and I will become a dynastic sports owner. I will own a WNBA franchise. I will buy it, and I will play only men who identify as women. We'll wear wigs. We'll run around, do whatever we need to do to be officially classified as identifying as women. This is what they're now saying is permitted. I will do it. I will buy a team. I'll put my money where my mouth is. Secondly, before, Buck, you remember, I offered $1 million if the WNBA champ, which is right now the Las Vegas Aces, I believe, if they would play a boys high school state championship team of my choosing, I would give $1 million to the winning team. Buck, I will now give $10 million to the winning team. We will put this on pay-per-view. We will send all the profits, of which there will be probably tens of millions, to Tunnel to Towers, T2T.org, our good friends there, for mortgage-free homes for veterans, the families of veterans, first responders, police, people who have lost their lives defending this country. $10 million. I will wheel it out. I don't even know how much space $10 million. We'll dump truck it out, put it in the arena. A boys' high school team will get $10 million if they win the WNBA. They say that they're underpaid. They say that they're as good as men. Let's decide it once and for all. And I think you have to be hyperbolic to respond to the absurdity here, because if you are not, then they will just continue to chirp. They'll continue to talk. So I think you have to put money behind your words. I am taking them at their words, and I will put $10 million, boys high school team, state champ of my choice, versus WNBA, and or I will also purchase a WNBA franchise and only play men who identify as women, and that is the trans community in the WNBA. I doubt that the WNBA will respond to this, but this is real money on the table in a significant way.
Okay, so
unbelievable.
That's
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Like, what a thing
really.
to do. What a thing to do. And he's right. So my first thought when he started posting these things on social media, my first thought was, well, they complain about not getting paid enough all the time. They are supplemented entirely by the NBA, by the men's league. So $10 million would go a long way, right?
Sure.
To satisfying their thirst for more money and making a point, would it not?
Yeah, well, it's a very bold thing for him to do, and yet it makes an awful lot of sense. He's got this WWE angle here, pay-per-view.
Yep.
I mean, this will be an event. It harkens back to the Bobby Riggs, Billie Jean King
right.
event, where Billie Jean King beat Bobby Riggs, but he was old and over the hill. And I'm talking now. It's interesting. Clay seems very confident that the best high school championship team of boys will beat the champion of the WNBA. I'm not sure I'd be exactly that confident.
Oh, I would.
You would be?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Of his choosing. So it's not just any random state.
What state would he pick? You think?
Good question. New York would probably be a good
Chicago,
one.
Illinois.
Yep, Illinois would be good. Really just look at where very, very tall basketball players play high school.
Like New York City's got great basketball players.
Yeah. So they would be pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's brilliant. The fact that he is willing to put his money where his mouth is speaks volumes. And I bet you he won't be the only one after this. It's funny that you mentioned tennis also, because he just retweeted 2 hours ago or just posted 2 hours ago, women's tennis champion Arina Sabalenka, I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong, says that banning all men from women's tennis is the right decision. So more people will start to get on this bandwagon and say, no, I don't want to play. I'm a woman. I don't want to play against a man.
So, by the way, John Fredericks, who owns the John Fredericks Media Network, he's got 21 stations around the country, buying the station here in Franklin, Tennessee. On August 17th. He'll be carrying here in Tennessee the Tennessee Titans and the Tennessee Volunteers. Clay Travis, if you're listening right now.
We know he listens to the show.
When you get the Nashville Balls WNBA franchise, I'm going to ask John Fredericks if he'll bid on the rights to carry their games.
Right? Huh? That would be so great.
That'd be great.
That'd be so great. Listen, it would be such a spectacle. And if you look at what happened at that Minnesota Lynx game against the Fever, like people like Riley Gaines had signs out, women are women, whatever it was she was saying. And like lots of others, like even that Say woman who, does the XXXY clothing line. They were there and they had signs. They were told to put their signs away But there was a woman in the stands who was like, I didn't think there was anyone I could hate more than Caitlin Clark. And she's this giant, disgusting woman. And clearly just a rotten to her core meanie, holding this sign.
It's crazy. Yeah, so I think that, okay, how will the WNBA leadership, the NBA leadership, how will they respond to this? Challenged by Clay Travis.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll likely ignore it. They'll probably, if they respond at all, they'll say something along the lines
He's
of,
a meanie.
No, well, obviously that's not realistic. That's not a serious offer. They'll try and
He'll put the money on the table.
Yeah, I know he will.
If they were smart, right, they'd accept it. They'd accept it, and they'd lose.
Yeah.
But okay, it would promote the sport. But what it would really do would drive home Clay's point.
Yeah.
No trannies in girl sports.
Well, and what an insult to women. Like, I go back to that every time. I know we all say it over and over again, but my goodness, can you imagine being the coach of a women's basketball team, a professional women's basketball team, and you're like, yeah, we should let men play this sport too. What? You wouldn't even have your job if women were not promoted. Like, if they didn't make sure, men were not allowed to play. Like, the whole Title IX, all of it, it's baffling to me how ridiculously dumb. But that is why we have to come back at them with ridiculousness. Yeah. So I agree with you there. We have to come back at them with ridicule and make them feel really stupid.
Clay, we want to pick up the Nashville Balls and carry their games here on the John Fredericks Media Network. I haven't talked to John about that yet, but I think
feel like he'd be on board.
I think he'd be on board. All right. We'll get back to politics. Good news for Todd Blanche.
Yeah.
Back after this.
Folks, this is Crom Carmichael, CEO of Solti. I have recently turned 77 years old. I do not take prescription drugs. I have not had to take prescription drugs, and I attribute a lot of my good health to a product that I've been taking, which is the active ingredient in Solti. It's a 22% concentration of theaflavin. We did clinical trials on it 25 years ago and found that it helped lower cholesterol. We have had many, many hundreds of letters and emails from customers telling us how it has helped them not only manage their cholesterol, but lower their triglycerides and help them on their blood pressure. And I can't tell you how much I attribute to Solti for my good health at age 77. And I encourage you to go to GodzillaHeart.com. That's GodzillaHeart.com. And use the code Godzilla at checkout, and you'll get a 50% off on your initial shipment of Solti. And I promise you it will be a great help for your heart health. Thanks so much.
Everybody's talking about weight loss injections because the results are so dramatic. They work by lowering blood sugar and reducing appetite. So, what if you're looking to lose weight but not interested in painful weekly injections, especially when you hear about some of those intense side effects? That's why doctors created a weight loss supplement called Lean, and the results are remarkable. The ingredients studied in Lean have been shown to lower your blood sugar, burn fat by converting it into energy, and curb your appetite and cravings, so you're not as hungry. But listen, Lean is not for the casual dieter with only a few pounds to lose. The doctors at Brickhouse Nutrition created Lean for frustrated dieters with 10 or more pounds to lose. Get started with 20% off and free rush shipping so you can add Lean to your healthy diet and exercise plan. Go to TakeLean.com and enter the code Godzilla for your discount. That's discount code Godzilla at TakeLean.com.
Learning is tough enough, but big tech engineered distractions that make it even harder for kids to focus.
Conservative Marsha Blackburn. When no one else would, she took on big tech to protect our kids from dangerous content. Now she's fighting to take back our classrooms.
My plan? Bell to bell, no sell.
As our next governor, Marsha Blackburn will eliminate cell phones in the classroom to help move Tennessee students from distractions to success. She'll take away the bureaucratic barriers holding back our schools and give teachers and students the help they need to make Tennessee education the envy of the country. Conservative Marsha Blackburn. Trump trusted. Tennessee first.
No more posting, no scrolling. Here in Tennessee schools, we are going to learn.
Standing up for our kids, fighting for Tennessee. Marsha Blackburn for governor. Paid for and authorized by Marsha for Governor, Treasurer Glenn Jacobs.
Only one. There is only one conservative running for State House District 65, and that's Lee Reeves. Lee Reeves is the only one who has fought to protect the unborn and defend the sanctity of life. That's why Lee Reeves has the endorsement of Tennessee Right to Life. Lee Reeves is the only one who has fought to secure your Second Amendment rights, earning the endorsement and an A+ rating from the NRA. And Lee Reeves is the only one who has fought against illegal immigration, standing firm to secure our border and protect Tennessee families. Only one conservative has delivered for District 65, securing funding for Williamson County and the Mac Hatcher expansion. That's why Mayors Rogers Anderson and Ken Moore and State Senator Jack Johnson endorse Lee Reeves. There's only one conservative for State House, and that conservative is Lee Reeves. Paid for by Lee Reeves for State House, Bev Berger, Treasurer.
Let's get real for a minute. Today's customers aren't just searching on Google anymore. And if your business isn't keeping up with new technology, you are getting left behind. EJ Host here, founder of the Digital Footprint Management Agency and official guest host of the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Customers are asking AI, they're scrolling social, they're checking maps. Does your business show up everywhere your customers are searching? Go to getfoundeverywhere.com and get your business to show up across AI search tools, social platforms, maps, and more. Need smarter ads that actually convert? We've got it. Need a modern website built to rank and perform? Done. Want to show up in AI-driven search results that your competitors don't even understand yet? We've got you covered, and the solutions are more affordable than ever. See how easy it is to grow your business and get more customers. Go to getfoundeverywhere.com.
250 years ago, following an extraordinary victory that shook the globe, these newly forged Americans walked off the battlefield to create something unique in the world. A government that values individual liberty and justice. A system of laws built on limiting power and holding the mighty to account. They were young, they were bold, and together they wrote a document that changed everything. That document still stands, and 250 years later, the question remains, can we keep it? This October in Brentwood, Tennessee, students in grades 8 through 12 have a chance to answer that question and compete for a $10,000 Grand Champion Education Scholarship. More than $17,000 in education scholarships will be awarded in all. The 2026 National Constitution Bee, Saturday, October 24th, Spring Hill Suites, Marriott, Brentwood, Tennessee. Register now at nationalconstitutionbee.org. That's nationalconstitutionbee.org.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show, broadcasting live from our studios in Nashville, Tennessee. In studio, it's a good day because in studio, the official guest host of the Michael Patrick Leahy Show, EJ Host, is here. A little programming note, EJ, you will be here on Friday. Mm-hmm. You'll anchor the entire show. I may be here in hour one.
I'm going to get the show started.
Probably
We're going to see how exhausted you are driving back from Knoxville early in the morning on Friday.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But it should be fun. We'll have lots of news to cover then. After
a lot. We'll have a lot of election results, of course, and probably some of the weird fallout that happens from that. Usually when there's some strange primary dates and voting, and it just tends to have something news the next morning.
Something odd will happen, I think. Okay. We have breaking news. This is from Just the News. A Senate committee this morning advanced acting Attorney General Todd Blanche's bid to permanently hold the post, setting up a final floor vote. I'll read more of the story, then kind of get your reaction. Blanche secured enough votes after providing a written statement saying the so-called Trump IRS Anti-Weaponization Fund had been closed. The statement was enough to win over two critical committee votes. Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina, who's not running for re-election, John Cornyn of Texas, who's been throwing petulant temper tantrums since he got his butt kicked.
That's right.
By Ken Baxton in the Senate primary there. The Senate Judiciary Committee vote was 12-10 along party lines. Tillis and Cornyn, of course, were the big problems there. In the final floor vote, it's set up for a floor vote. You got to get 50 votes to be confirmed. GOP Senators Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and Susan Collins of Maine have reportedly said they're not 100% committed to voting in favor of Blanche. Okay, it's 53-47. They vote no. It's 51-49. Even if they had somebody else, it's 50-50.
They'll come around. They always do. They got to get some sort of a bridge named after them or some special carve out, some promise that some vote's going to happen later in their favor. So that's how the two of them operate always.
What's your take on Todd Blanche as Attorney General versus Pam Bondi?
Well, I mean, let's be fair. Pam Bondi set the bar kind of low. We had high hopes for her.
But the binders.
Yeah. There were so many things.
There were a lot of things that...
You can't just pull the wool over our eyes anymore on big topics like that, right? The Epstein binders coming out saying, I've got all of that on my desk right now. I've watched thousands of hours of video, and here are these binders that we're only giving to special influencers who they thought would be on their side and just run with it. Turns out a good number of them and many, many people who were not given a binder thought the whole thing was ridiculous. And that was the downfall, really the start of the downfall of her tenure as
I would say,
AG.
As an Attorney General, she was a disappointment.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice person.
And very intelligent, too.
Yeah.
So I have to assume that she probably had some handlers at the White House and people who were telling her what to do. We just want this story to go away. Go ahead and, placate those people that are asking for these files all the time. They've tried multiple times over to do it, and the administration just can't get past it. So
I would say this, one of the reasons I really like Todd Blanche is he went to night law school.
Yeah, he sure did.
He did. Right? Like he was like, I don't know, waiting tables or something, or doing some and then, go to night law school and at, I think it was New York Law School. But he's really, as an attorney, he's really good.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of so he's already proven that he'll make some compromises. So
well, in this instance, did long story on the weaponization fund. This was the deal, the settlement deal when Trump sued the IRS over his taxes being released. And it was going to be for, J6 victims. And, of course, Tom Tillis and John Cornyn hate J6ers.
Of course.
And so, but they held it up. Well, they had the authority to do it. And in their bitter petulance, they were able to extract that pound of flesh, asterisk. So, January...
maybe it'll come back with a different name. I mean...
No, not maybe.
Yeah.
Just so you know, here's the inside baseball. This is speculation, but here's what I think happened. They were so angry about being kicked out of the Senate.
Yep.
They had to get something.
That's right.
And so their egos were assuaged by the fact that Blanche had to sign this document. So guess what? They will not be in the Senate in January of 27. And I promise you, Todd Blanche is not a stupid guy. There will be a version of this that comes up.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things that could go on here.
Right.
The Trump family could bring the lawsuit up again. There could be another settlement. That's probably what will happen.
Right. I think this is going to be a much longer legal battle, and it really doesn't matter that this was the best they could get out of Blanche for this. So, and Cornyn's already coming out saying there was nothing we could do to rein in the president. This was the best we could do. Oh, just quietly go away.
Please.
They remind me, Cornyn and Tillis remind me of that meme of the little girl who looks like kind of evil and possessed with her little smirky smile, and there's like a house burning down behind her where she's kind of like, ha, 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 right? Like all they want to do is burn down everything behind them on their way out.
So if you're Todd Blanche, you cut the deal.
Yeah.
Because, it's a pretty big deal to be Attorney General. Yeah. I think he's going to be, he's been a very good acting Attorney General, in my view. I mean, that is, talk about a job in a department filled with snakes who hate your guts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, and a shortage of conservative lawyers and attorneys that would be able to work for you, and
he's waiting
legal
for me
assistance
to
and everything
finish
else.
in January of 29.
There you go, waiting for you. I mean, I think you'd be an excellent Attorney General, but no, I have high hopes for him. I hope that he does really well. Just you got to give a little in order to get through these committees, and it's unfortunate the way the sausage is made, but hopefully he'll be great. But yeah, he's not gonna no love from Cornyn and Tillis.
No, so he will be the Attorney General.
He will. He'll sail through the Senate floor boat.
We've got another weird story. This is I'm going to read from the New York Times on this. Jeanine Pirro meets with Trump at the White House after he said she choked in the reflecting pool case. Again, New York Times. President Trump said Jeanine Pirro, the U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C., folded like an umbrella. For now, her job appears to be safe, according to two people familiar with the meeting. Now, what's interesting about this, she said, he had said, well, that this was vandalism caused by this Olympic athlete.
Right. This is the reflecting pool case where several would-be defendants vandalized including a U.S. Olympian, vandalized the reflecting pool. They were claiming, of course, that it was a matter of bad construction.
See, here's the thing. Let me just read from the story. Doug Burgum, the Interior Secretary, I went to business school with him, was also at the White House when she arrived. He made like $1 billion with Great Plains software that was acquired by Microsoft. Burgum has in recent days joined Mr. Trump in railing against Pirro's decision to drop charges against David Hearn, a former Olympic canoeist who was accused of pulling up a 2-square-foot piece of the pool's lining. Both men assert that the damage to the pool had been the work of vandals and not the result of a botched installation, not vandalism, as Pirro indicated in a Friday court filing. Now, do I know what caused the damage? I do not. But let me tell you this. I know Doug Burgum. I know sort of Jeanine Pirro. In this battle, I'm with Doug Burgum.
Yeah.
I know he's a very solid guy. He wouldn't make stuff up. I don't know what's going on with Pirro on this. But I don't know the facts.
If I had to guess, it's just a calculation of both political cost and actual cost. Like, it's going to be years of back and forth with different legal battles, like all for what? Because
see, here's Pirro's problem. She did not give either Burgum or the president heads up of what she was doing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Big mistake.
Yep, big mistake. That really would have been helpful, particularly because the way the New York Times and every other news
little
outlet
birdies
is gonna
also
spin it.
Tell me, the U.S. Attorney's Office has a whole bunch of assistant U.S. attorneys. Little birdie tells me they are not all on board with the Trump agenda.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Shocking.
And so, it's been a while since she's been in the courtroom.
Yeah.
She's been on Fox a lot. So, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think she's a very competent woman. I don't think there would be.
But I think she may have lost her fastball. I would be surprised if she survives for the full Trump term.
Yeah, it's a good point. And that's only because she went against his ego.
Well, I don't know the facts, but we'll see. But on that fight over the facts, I would tend to believe Doug Burgum rather than Jeanine Pirro, but we'll find out. All right, we'll be back with more after this.
Ponder this. Have you ever been so hungry that not only is your stomach growling, but you become lightheaded and shaky? Your blood sugar is hit an all-time low. It seems that when this occurs, no amount of food can satisfy this type of hunger. When hunger reaches this level, your normally nice personality may become agitated, impatient, or even angry. You need food and you need it fast. Did you know that our souls need daily nourishment as well? A hungry soul might be inclined to give into temptations and commit sin without a care about its eternal destiny. When we let our souls grow hungry, we must feed them with prayers, recollection, and sacred scripture. Catholics in the state of grace have the additional benefit of access to feeding our souls with a heavenly food. Only in the Catholic Church is Jesus truly present in every worthy reception of Holy Communion. He is the bread of life. His words, "Come and see." I'm Susie Kelly, and I am passionately Catholic.
It's time we send a farmer to Congress. Charlie Hatcher, a fifth-generation Tennessee farmer who served under Governor Bill Lee. A business owner, Charlie Hatcher is an America First conservative who gets things done. Pro-gun, pro-life, pro-Trump, Charlie Hatcher is the trusted conservative leader we need. Endorsed by Tennessee leaders, Charlie Hatcher is built farm tough. On August 6th, vote Charlie Hatcher. It's time we send a farmer to Congress. Invest in Tomorrow Coalition PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hey folks, Al Green here for SatPhone. When you're on the go, you want to know you're connected. If it's a family vacation or an off-the-grid escape to a remote destination, having reliable communication helps you feel safe and secure. You can't afford to find yourself in a dead zone. That's why you need SatPhone. SatPhones are reliable, durable, and give you global coverage. If you can get outside, you can get in touch. It's that simple. Make calls from your SatPhone to any regular cell phone in the United States. The phones are a $1,500 value, but you can get yours free. Just sign up for a 15-month plan, $94.95 a month. Get 150 minutes monthly that roll to the next month. Go 3 months without using them, that's fine. Yes, 3 months, 450 minutes, all yours. Visit SAT123.com or call 855-980-5830. SAT123.com, 855-980-5830. Get surety and security with your sat phone. Call now. The Cats and Cosby Show.
It's the top news of the day.
People are out there saying, the Iranians are never going to live by it. But let me tell you something. President Trump is going to bomb them again if they screw around.
Hopefully they live up to it. And if not, the pounding's coming. We're going to do it again and again and again.
The Cats and Cosby Show, weekdays 5 Eastern, 4 Central on the stations of the John Fredericks Media Network.
Trump is the toughest president we ever had.
Well, he's definitely the best bomber.
I'm Brent Taylor, and I approve this message.
Brent Taylor has my complete and total endorsement. Those are the words of President Trump announcing his endorsement of Brent Taylor for Congress. President Trump can count on Brent Taylor to support the American First agenda, fighting inflation, cutting spending, deporting illegal immigrants, and protecting our conservative values. President Trump endorsed Brent Taylor for Congress. Now he needs your vote. Paid for by Brent Taylor for Tennessee. Johnny Garrett's not some out-of-touch D.C. politician. Johnny Garrett's a Tennessean, a Christian conservative, and a proud father of 3 who's sick of the far left ruining our country with their radical policies. Conservative Johnny Garrett is proudly pro-life, pro-Trump to his core, and will always put America first. In Congress, Garrett will fight to lower taxes, cut government waste, and will always back the blue and support law and order. Garrett's fought for us in Nashville, and that's what he'll do in Congress. No to biological boys playing girl sports. No to communist China buying our farmland. And no to criminal illegals invading our state. Because with Johnny Garrett, what you see is what you get. It's time to bring more Tennessee to D.C. Send Trump conservative Johnny Garrett to Congress.
I'm Johnny Garrett, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Johnny Garrett for Congress.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
My premise, E.J. Haas.
Yes, sir.
For this segment, Democrats are indeed insane.
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 I feel like we say that at least every other episode.
Well, let's see evidence thereof. In the state of Wisconsin, a woman by the name of Francesca Hong, who's in her 30s, is leading in the polls in the primary to be the Democrat gubernatorial nominee. That election will be held a week from today. She leads 40. She's got 38%. The second place is 16%. She said such crazy things. In high school, she went under psychiatric care for a period of time.
Did. Yep.
She started a restaurant which
she
failed.
harmed herself, not just small things, bipolar, lithium drug abuse or something like that. Yeah, very strange.
Started a restaurant, it failed. And in addition to all that, she hates Thanksgiving. Here's the clip.
One thing that they brought up as well was a post from you in 2021 where you said Americans should cancel Thanksgiving, should have done this in 1621. The post has been deleted. Republicans have been highlighting it. Do you still believe that Thanksgiving should be canceled?
I'm a chef, and one of the first meals that I made that was for the community when I was 16 was a Thanksgiving meal. I always think my hospitality background in owning a restaurant for 7-8 years, that bringing folks around the table to share conversation and build community is always a good thing. But Thanksgiving is also a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our communities. And so I think I wanted to make sure that people understood that there are multiple views, but views can evolve. And
okay, so she said, yeah, I really hate Thanksgiving, but I'm not saying it beyond what I said in 21.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this woman is mentally unstable, okay? I worry about her 10-year-old son. She has said some truly radical things like, isn't it crazy that hating Thanksgiving while running for governor of an American state, right, is like one of the least controversial things she's ever said? She actually said, and I quote, she described having a white son as, quote, being in proximity to whiteness.
Hold it. The son brings her in proximity. Well, she was in pretty close proximity when she conceived that
Don't
son.
you think? Her poor husband. And they, quote unquote, ran the restaurant together. They had a partner, I guess, who invested in it or half owned it or something along those lines. But, those are not the most radical things she's ever said. She wants to abolish the police. She wants to abolish prisons. She wants to abolish borders. She wants to raise taxes for government-owned grocery stores. Wait a minute. Where have we heard this before? This is the Democrat Socialist playbook. They are pushing her. I promise, if we did a deep dive, we would find the same people funding her are people who are funding the other crazy, radical, outrageous, mentally unstable Democrat socialists throughout the country.
Well, it's a prerequisite, a qualification. You must be mentally unstable to win a Democrat election.
At this stage, how can you say anything other? It's beyond unreasonable to give this woman your vote.
Except she's going to win the Democrat primary.
Probably.
Representative Tiffany's going to win the GOP primary. In the polling, it's a dead heat between the two of them.
Isn't that nuts?
It's
nuts.
nuts.
She's from Madison, Wisconsin.
Which is
Madison
near Minnesota.
Is that's a loony place.
Yeah.
Wisconsin is always kind of like, oh, we're going to go this way for a little while, then we're going to go that way for a little while. Like it's kind of always a weird toss-up state. But Madison is radical. I mean, radical. And they are right next door to Minnesota, which must be bleeding over onto them.
You think that's it?
It must be.
Yeah.
I think there's probably some of that. I mean, I witnessed people who lived in Minnesota and would drive over the border into Wisconsin during COVID to just be able to eat out, right? So at one point, they were very reasonable and normal and, like conservative, for lack of a better word. And now all of a sudden, they've got this woman and going to win the Democrat nominee for governor. That's insane. In just a short 6-8 years. Yeah.
In a short 6-8 years. Well, thank goodness you left Minnesota before it went full on crazy.
Full on crazy.
Yeah.
But this is what's happening. I mean, if you let somebody from Madison kind of dictate your entire state when a good portion of your state, like the majority of your state, is like rural and normal conservative people who believe in family, who believe in, back the blue. They don't want to abolish prisons. They don't want, mass immigration by people who come from cultures that are not compatible with ours, like normal people all over Wisconsin. And this is going to be their choice.
There you go.
Crazy.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, sir.
EJ House. Rob Carson is up next. I'll be here tomorrow morning, same time, same place, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and then EJ will be guest hosting on Friday. I will be here at some point, bleary-eyed, but we'll have all sorts of news to report.
We're going to carry the show until you can get here, dear leader.
All right. We'll be back tomorrow. Rob Carson is up next. The website, TennesseeStar.com. Thanks so much for joining us today.